I have been using my iPhone 8 for 3.5 years. Like many others, my phone has become an everyday essential that helps me to manage all sorts of daily activities, starting from waking me up in the morning. After 3.5 years, the iPhone 8 performance and battery life keeps getting worse and worse. That's why I decided to finally upgrade. These days, the iPhone 8 is mainly for my daughter to watch YouTube Kids. Unfortunately, she has already cracked a corner by dropping it on the ground twice in a row. Now let's unbox the iPhone 13 Pro in Graphite. My first impression of the package is that Apple doesn't waste any space. It's so compact, unlike other things these days that come in a box that's 3 times bigger than the actual product. This box is much thinner than my previous phones, and the way it is designed to open feels effortless and satisfying at the same time. When upgrading from an iPhone 8 to the new iPhone 13 Pro, the weight difference is quite noticeable. I wasn't expecting it to feel this heavy. I'm a bit surprised by that as I'm taking it out of the box. As usual, you will always get a sticker or two from buying Apple products. It's one of many ways Apple builds its community and lets the actual users advertise for them. The polished metal edge makes the phone feel luxurious. Like the polished bracelet of a watch, the quality speaks for itself. Peeling off the screen protection sticker always feels satisfying. And now it reveals the 6.1-inch screen. It does feel bigger in person with the super thin screen edge. Holding the new iPhone 13 Pro feels good. It might be because of the weight, or the finishing of the phone, or the texture of the matte and polished surfaces. The feeling is similar to the kind I have when I hold a luxury stainless steel watch. Not exactly the same thing, but to a certain degree. On the back side, I can now see how big the new camera lenses are. I knew that they would be even bigger than the ones on the iPhone 12 Pro, but I wasn't really expecting them to be this big. They're huge to the point that I need to tell myself to get used to it, especially after upgrading directly from one single tiny camera lens on the iPhone 8. Aside from the new iPhone, I also purchased the Silicone case in midnight. As indicated on the package, it is compatible with MagSafe. As much as I love leather, I feel like a silicone case provides better protection. The material can better absorb the impact from activities like dropping the phone on the ground. The soft microfiber lining on the inside feels almost like nice sweet leather. It's this kind of detail that makes the case feel high quality. Putting on the case is really easy and effortless. Nothing like those cases that are super tight and makes you feel like you're gonna break the phone. It also fits like a glove when it's on. Jumping from iPhone 8 to iPhone 13 Pro is quite an upgrade to be honest. And if we look back at all the previous iPhones I have used, 8, 7, 5S, and 3G, it's mind-blowing how much the smartphone has evolved. I still remember how I felt when I got my first iPhone, the iPhone 3G. No physical keys, super big touchscreen, and tons of apps. Everything was groundbreaking. And all of those things seem so insignificant just holding the 3G next to the newest iPhone 13 Pro. The reason I keep all of them and have never traded it in my old iPhones is simply because of the sentimental value of them. Things like a phone that I use literally every day holds lots of memories and feelings from a certain period of time. The camera on the new iPhone 13 Pro might be one of the biggest upgrades from the previous generations, so I couldn't wait to test it out. My first impression of the images shot on the new iPhone 13 Pro is that they are really sharp. What's even better is that now I can shoot in RAW, in what Apple calls ProRAW. It gives me so much control later on in the editing apps. What's also new is the macro lens. It's truly amazing how close I can get to the subject I'm shooting. I no longer need to attach an external lens for close-up shots. It's so convenient to do a wrist shot now, and that is what I'll mainly use it for. It captures great details, but it can sometimes get a bit blurry if I don't hold the phone still. Now in my camera settings, I can set my default photographic styles. The default style is standard, but you have 4 other styles to choose from, depending on if you want to have a richer contrast, warmer or cooler tone, or more vibrant colors. It doesn't matter too much to me as I will dump my photos into Lightroom regardless. So far, the only complaint I have about the iPhone 13 Pro, especially after upgrading from the 8, is the lack of Touch ID. Face ID is pretty much useless whenever I'm outside wearing a mask. I don't have another choice but to enter my passcode in public. Face ID also doesn't work very well in low light conditions, so I really hope future iPhones will bring back Touch ID. That's everything about my recent upgrade to the new iPhone 13 Pro. I hope to use it for as long as I can, just like everything else. Make full use of what I own and honor them by using them to their fullest potential.